What's going on, brothers? It's L.O.M. Tell you the name. Got a video for you. It's written title. It's Dead, Part 2. Here goes. So, it looks like there is another hit piece out. And, of course, the writer of the article is a male feminist. And more than likely, some spinster or some dried out hag bankrolled this useful idiot to put out that hit piece. And the reason why they're doing this is because of the timing. We're in a recession. A lot of these tribes are getting evicted, and they really cannot sell dating and relationships to men anymore. You know, the same men that they have been pimping, robbing, steering into failure, poverty, prison, and even into the cemetery. You know, those men. And even their boys. They can't sell dating and relationships to any of them anymore. You see, they wanted to have their cake and eat it. And now they're suffering the consequences for it. You see, they let the snakes in the grass and older feminists con them into believing that they're strong and independent, they don't need no man. They took the bait, and now they're suffering for it. Yep. You see, the useful idiot who put out that article, he gaslights over and over again in that article. And he specifically called out heterosexual men who aren't pursuing relationships and saying that they're going to be lonely. Now, let me go ahead and say it like this. The men that this useful idiot was trying to call out in that article were bachelors. You know what I said? He was calling out bachelors. He was not calling out the beta males nor the bitch made simps who love relationships and have no problem lying down so the bitch can run them over. He wasn't calling them out. He was calling out bachelors. Men who are content with being single. Brothers who live life, enjoy peace and quiet, stack green, don't have student loan debt and consumer debt. That's who that article was aimed at. And this right here should tell you that these trollops are really in a bad way. They are in a hole that they dug for themselves. And they're counting on you to get them out of that hole. You know, they fucked away their youth. They spent themselves in a debt slavery. And you're the man to come save them from the fuck ups that they've caused. That's you. And I'm going to say it like this. You know how in the scriptures they said in the last days that the love for one's neighbors wax cold? Well, you're seeing that right now. It's happening in real life, real time. I've seen certain Cleon bitches sitting outside of Target begging for food. I have seen broke single mothers sitting outside of Food Lion begging for change. I've seen this. And I called this years ago when I said, back in that video titled The Consequences of #MeToo, at some point, these trollops who spent a sizable portion of their life running men into the ground, pimping and robbing men, and going above and beyond to hit fake and set men up to be dropped into the meat grinder, they were going to be trading sex for canned goods. It's already happening over in San Diego. It's probably happening in Chicago, and it's probably happening in New York right now. And the really sad part is that they put themselves in a situation. They did it to themselves. But somehow, even though they did this to themselves, some male feminine is going to try to gaslight you, shame you, and browbeat you into pursuing dating and relationships, even though these tribes have told us for 50 fucking years that they don't need us. They don't need our money. They don't need our expertise. They don't need a goddamn thing, because if you explain to them why their situation is fucked up, then they'll say you're mansplaining. Remember? You're mansplaining. And now we're at a point where if you open a door for a woman, that's benevolent sexism. Yep, that's benevolent sexism. And if you go so much as to, check this out, if you point out the consequences of their actions, that right there is what they call internalized misogyny. This is the game they're playing. This is what they're pushing. But the problem is, all of their surround sound bitching, all of their fraud, all of their gaslighting is falling on deaf ears. Because young men have gotten washed to the game, and young men pretty much want what men in their 30s and 40s want: peace and quiet. A life where the drama, mayhem, and weapons grade stupidity has the volume turned all the way down. That's what they're looking for. You can't force anyone to pursue relationships or dating simply because a bunch of ungrateful, a bunch of foolish, a bunch of gullible adult toddlers got conned into a fantasy. They can't do it. It's over for them. These trollops, these Cleon bitches, especially these Cleon bitches, it's definitely over for them. I mean, you'd think with the evictions, the price of food increasing, that they would actually just shape up. But they're not going to do that. They're not shaping up. They're getting worse and worse. I mean, as a matter of fact, you realize that because their behavior is not changing, they're being refused service at restaurants and they're being turned away from entering nightclubs. You know how last year Cardi B was complaining because black women weren't being let into those Miami nightclubs? That right there is becoming the norm because these Cleon bitches have not changed their behavior. People are just sick of them. And don't worry, the trollops are going to join them also. I'm talking about these broke Karens and certain broke single mothers who go above and beyond to create chaos where there is none. They're also going to be tuned out. So with that, I'm going to say it like this. As far as dating and relationships are concerned, during these legendary bad days, it's dead. You hear me? It's dead. That's what this article pretty much signifies. These trollops, these feminists, these ham beasts, and these lead pipe children cannot sell marriage, relationships, and dating to men anymore. It's dead. And they did to themselves. This is L.O.M. Mgtow. That's all I got for you, brothers. Like the video, share in the commentary, feel free to subscribe. If you're doing this to my channel, you find a tip jar on the upper right hand side of the screen. That's the G+ icon. Alright fam, alright brethren, you know it's real. You know what you can go away, live away, SYSBM. As for these ditch pigs, these broke single mothers, these Cleon bitches who won't leave a burger alone and won't clean up their act, give them nothing. This has been Mgtow PSA. More to come to state. See you soon.